Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leo Mookie here, back you with another new chapter of Code Vein, the Revenant Hero. Yep, I'm back with another chapter of, Revenant Hero. Sorry it took so long, guys. Honestly, I've been wanting to get this chapter out for a while now, but I haven't had time, and now that I'm off vacation, I can finally record for it. So, yeah. For a quick refresher for you guys, basically, Izuku ended up being reincarnated or isekai to that of the world of Code Vein. Basically, the overconnected world that's connected to the, world of God Eater, actually. But instead of God Eaters, we have that of Revenants. Basically, those who have the qualities and the abilities of that of vampires, but are not really vampires, though, as he takes the body and memories of a Revenant soldier, giving him a second chance in life after ending up committing suicide after all. There he met that of a unique cast of people who ended up becoming the closest things to real friends in his entire life. From Louis to Yakumo to Mio, Jack, and even the love of his life, Io. As being in this world, he would end up becoming the very thing he always wanted to be, the very thing he dreamt of all his life, a hero. But instead of the usual pro-hero, he was a hero that protected all revenants and humans alike. He was a revenant that wasn't afraid to cut down those who hurt the innocent and slay those who have done nothing wrong, and even giving those of merciful deaths to the revenants that now became the lost, with even finding out the truth behind that of revenants, the truth behind that of the lands known as that of the prison, and the red veil as well, even the truth on who Io truly was as well. Even with all of this, he still wanted to help those in need, even willing to sacrifice himself to basically become the next successor and give up his life as long as innocent people survive. However, it came at the cost of Io giving her life instead, but leaving two mementos for Izuku, being amber blood beads. One he gave to Jack to look after everybody else in the prison, human and revenant alike, while he used the other one to find a way back to his home world. But however, he wouldn't be traveling alone, as Louis, Yakumo, Mio, and Morisami decided to tag along with that of the former Greenette, as now the Revenants were basically engulfed by light, unaware on where they are now. So, with all that out of the way now, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Chapter 1, Back Home with a Surprise. Currently, in that of one of the district cities of Tokyo, a city connected to that of the large metropolitan city of Japan, which is also the country's capital as well. Masafu is basically a city that's tied to that of, as close to that of the sea, and also close to that of forest mountain ranges as well. Even though it's a side city of Tokyo, it's more close to the countryside than it is close to that of its urban sister cities in the center of Tokyo after all. However, the reason being is because of Masafu's number one attraction, the number one reason why this city is well known as it is now, is it has that of Japan's greatest hero school known to man, UA United Alliance, otherwise known as UA High. This school basically is where all of the best pros go to. Such as the number one pro, All Might. The second best pro in Japan, Endeavor. The current fourth best pro, Best Genius. The fifth ranked pro in Japan, Edgeshot. And many, many more as well. Anyone who wants to achieve and become one of the greatest pros always attend this school. There's also another one known as Shiketsu, but that's for another time. Right now, it's currently nighttime in Masafu, as the nightlight of the city continues to brighten up the day, with showing that of many people going either getting ready for work, some people enjoying the nightlife, while some in the shadows have that of dubious means after all. However, we're not focusing on them being the villains or those of their next victims, but instead, we go to that of a lone cemetery, a lone graveyard that nobody expects to see, and we head to that of a family headstone, and there lies that of one headstone, the Midoriya's, the same last name of our main protagonist, as this is the traditional family headstone for the Midoriya family after all, as each generation of Midoriyas names have been carved into this gravestone. However, unlike of the current Midoriyas, being that of the current head of the families, being Hasashi and Inko Midoriya, they are not dead yet. However, their son, Izuku Midoriya, is. Or, as people like to think he is. With currently, an urn begins to basically shake and begin to rumble entirely over and over as it begins to crack within that of the urn begins to completely shatter as that of the ashes begin to compile and turn and begin to rise even more and more. Within soon, a bright glowing light begins to basically shine right in the middle of the air, as it almost looks like that of eyes actually. Before then, the smoke continues to basically begin to tend and gather around before it soon turns into bones. Then you begin to see that of organs begin to appear. First the heart, actually, within the lungs, and many, many other organs as well. And then around that, being that of the muscle tendons as well. Flesh begins to be rebuilt, alongside that of hair, with even soon clothing begins to reform itself too. With that, and also on the ground, showing that of spear-like single-edged blade onto the ground, as now getting a better look at the figure, as they're wearing that of an all-black uniform, with that of a jacket-like cape wrapped around their shoulders and their arms as well, with that of their white snow hair, with that of green highlights around it as well. Within, their red eyes begin to finally pierce. Within soon, them trying to catch their breath. As we know this figure all too well, this is Izuku Midoriya. Within, soon, finally catching his breath, saying, "What the? Holy crap! Did I die? Is that what it feels like to die? Oh God! Now I understand why Louis and Yakumo and the others were trying to prevent me from basically feeling what it's like to die and having your body reform itself. God, that is an unpleasant feeling. Ugh." Within, coming to another realization, wait, I died. Does that mean I'm going to lose my memories? Am I going to? Within, Izuku begins freaking out, wondering if his memories are gone, as he tries to remember every little detail from his life, from that of his childhood, from that of his bullying, to that of being looked down upon, to being treated like shit, all the way to the point of him meeting All Might, and to the point of him committing suicide before arriving back into that of the world of Code Vein, and remembering everything from there, but soon realizing, I still have every piece of my memories. I still remember everything. As having that of full relief on his face, he soon slumps down to the ground, right next to that of his weapon, within seeing that of his custom-made beard, basically a single-edged spear, as unlike that of normal Bayard's spears, this one basically has been maxed out and fully upgraded as well. Even has that of a special bleed effect that not only damages the enemy but also allows Izuku to gain that of his strength back as well, with each of the person begins to bleed out after all. With that, he soon picks up his weapon and then places it on that of his shoulders before thinking, my weapon is here. I got my clothes on, and this isn't the cathedral either. If it was, and if I'm in a graveyard, I would be in front of that of Jack's former comrade's graveyard, where his sword lied, and where I was able to access his memories and see him and Jack kill the queen. Yet, then getting a better look at the place, before I realized this is a Japanese graveyard, so I'm in Japan. Then realizing, wait, I know this graveyard. This is Masafu's national graveyard. Then that means I'm within soon seeing the gravestone in front of him, seeing that of the family named Midoriya, saying, "This is my family's gravestone, that of my grandparents, alongside that of my uncles and aunts and cousins, on that of my father's side too. But that can't be. Why would I be?" Then soon finally noticing his name and not seeing his parents' name, saying, I can't be. I can't be dead. But I'm not. Then finally coming to the realization, saying, as he soon goes back to his knees and having that of a sullen smile of realization before laughing to himself, saying, "That's right. I killed myself. Right on the spot. Right after All Might basically told me that it's impossible to be a hero without a quirk. Of course I would die. Most likely my consciousness transferred over to that of the world that I was in before with the prison and became a revenant. Just as before, I was able to take Jack's former friend's body. But my current body in this world, of course it would die. Not only that, how much did I probably cause that of mom and dad? And it's not like anybody else cared. Mom probably was probably more heartbroken than anything. If anything, I had to apologize to her. I had to say I'm sorry for leaving her after all this time. Who knows how long has it been? A few days, weeks, possibly months? I can't let this go on. I gotta go." As he grabs that of his weapon once again, and soon begins to leave that of the graveyard, as he was now reaching that of people walking around in the streets and near the sidewalk, with some people completely and utterly shocked and terrified at that of Izuku. It also doesn't help about his clothes and that of his appearance as well. It even doesn't help even more because of that of his spear in his hands. Then everybody begins to basically try to avoid him, or some basically wondering if he's a villain. Then Izuku began hearing them due to that of his revenant senses, and couldn't help but roll his eyes, within thinking, honestly, now that I have a more broader sense of what it means to be a hero and a lot of other things, to be honest, I probably do look like a villain, don't I? My clothes don't help. My hair, which was mostly black, but with that of green highlights, now is completely white with only a bit of green highlights on the edges of the tip of my hair now. And also my red eyes. I guess this is what would happen when I became that of a revenant. To have the power of the queen after all. I guess so. Especially given the fact that I went through trying to find all forms of vestiges to get the memories of everybody as well, alongside to remember those who have passed on too, so they wouldn't be truly forgotten. But even so, I don't regret it. At any rate, I need to get back home. I know that hopefully Mom is still there. I just hope that she's not too angry at me. As Izuku continues walking down the streets, with many people basically trying to keep their distance from him, with some people whispering in out of the streets, wondering on if he's a villain, or if he's trying to pretend to be a hero, or maybe he's a vigilante, or maybe he's just doing some cosplay of some low-ranking hero, as he may be some fanboy, with Izuku not even fazed by people's words, not really caring about them, as they're just basically pointless muttering, as he begins thinking, is that what I sound like? I guess that's what it feels like to basically be muttering all the damn time. But but they're whispering though. Well, whatever. As Izuku tries to pull something out of his back pocket, but realize, oh right, he doesn't have his phone. He never did to begin with. So of course, with then taking a sigh, as it's a good thing that he still remembers his way back home, even from the graveyard. The only downside is that it's a 30-minute walk from that to the graveyard back to that of his apartment complex. If he could take a train, hopefully he would take a train, which would basically lessens it to only that of 10 minutes. But without his phone, he doesn't have his train pass, and without that, he can't get on the train, which makes it even more frustrating for his part. With now and soon Izuku taking that of a sigh and that of annoyance, then still noticing everybody still looking at him and glancing at him too, as he couldn't help but sigh and out of annoyance before finding out of an alleyway and hoping that he can at least get some semblance of, being able to relax after all. Placing that of his spear on the side of the wall before then basically leaning back on it, and couldn't help but take that of a huge sigh and out of annoyance and also somewhat relief, as he begins thinking to himself, so normally people don't even pay me any glance or anything at all. It also doesn't help when people do find out that I'm quirkless, they begin to treat me like shit. But now with my appearance, now with my power, now with my strength, people can't stop but look at me. With my weapon too, it also doesn't help that I look like a villain to them. The very definition of a villain, of a shady and twisted person. I forget on how, discriminatory this society of mine was back in the day. I've been in that world for almost out of 2 years now. Then soon Izuku realized, wait, 2 years? I would be 17 by this time. And yet, now that he gets a better look at his body and looking around, with even seeing that of a puddle and that of the alleyway, as he's able to see his reflection through it thanks to that of the, blinking red light. Within noticing, holy shit, what the hell? As it soon freaks out at least several people as they try running away, while some wondering, do you think we should call a pro? Best not. Probably somebody freaking out over nothing, but we still get going. As Izuku doesn't look like his 17-year-old self anymore. Instead, he looks back when he was at least that of 14 years old, with just like the same day when where he basically died, within going to his knees saying, why do I look 14 again? This makes no sense. I shouldn't be this young. I don't get it. What's going on? As Izuku is still freaking out with something happening in that at the distance, as soon smoke begins to happen, soon people begin screaming and running away, before Izuku basically gets up and then looks what's going on, as one person was about to run into him. However, due to Izuku's revenant strength and durability, that instead of being knocked down, the guy that ran into him was knocked down instead on his butt, with then saying, "Watch it, kid, and get the hell out of here! A villain attack!" Saying, "A villain attack?" With a frantic civilian saying, Are you deaf, kid? I said a villain attack is here. We gotta get out of here before we gotta let the pros handle this." With then soon, as the guy basically runs past Izuku with the crowd still running, with Izuku basically saying, "I should," within realizing, "Wait, I'm not a pro. I'm not a hero. The pros can handle this themselves. To be honest, I don't even need to. If I step in, it's basically visualism, if I recall. Back in one of his history classes, during the era of pre-quirk days, visualism was basically not frowned upon until nowadays, after all. Where if a person uses their quirk to basically act as a hero, it's called a visualism, and they would be arrested on the spot. Not too surprising after all. There are so many quirk laws and registrations that it's basically annoying as hell. And yet, within looking back at all those people who used his quirk against him, all the people that basically tortured him with their quirks, especially his former childhood best friend Katsuki Bakugo, as they didn't get punished for it. They didn't get, arrested. Nothing at all. Instead, it was Izuku who was always threatened with that of expulsion or arrested if he didn't stop causing a ruckus or cause trouble, even though he's done nothing wrong. To be honest, these people get what they deserve, but within Izuku being thinking, I shouldn't think that. Far from it. Just as much as people are ignorant and basically entitled bastards, I've been into a world where it's survival of the fittest, where people literally have to kill each other to live and survive, while many people have to find ways to curve themselves, to not lose on who they once were, to not lose the person that they once used to be. With then Izuku thinking about this, before realizing, even though these people don't know true suffering, true struggle, with having his spear in his hands, and that of blinding speeds, rushing through the crowd without even hitting a single person at all, heading straight for that of the disturbance, with that of multiple streets basically completely engulfed in flames, with then soon a man with that of a fire-based quirk with basically nozzles on that, heading to that of a tank of gas on his back, with flames basically erupting, as he wearing that of a full-on orange uniform with that of a gas mask on, as he begins laughing like crazy, within two other figures in the back as well. One being a guy with that of wearing a full-on black cloak, wearing that of a large black hat, and that of a plague doctor mask as well. And another guy, basically a big buff dude, wearing that of goggles, white spiky hair, that of a gas mask, black tank top, with that of gauntlets on that of his arms. However, having that of two shields that look like that of stop signs on them, while he having that of cargo pants and combat boots. Within soon saying, Shin, sir, should we continue to let him basically go berserk like this? This job was to basically torch an area that refused to pay protection fees for the Hisaikai, not basically get innocent people in the crossfire. Within Shin saying, the sheep don't matter, cross. If they get caught up in the crossfire, then so be it. This is only a message to basically show those who don't take the Hisaikai seriously after all. Now that Overhaul is in charge, it is up to us to fulfill his orders to the letter, no matter what. With the man Shin saying this, as the guy named Cross can help but feel a little bit nervous, saying, "Understood, sir." Hey, Hikoji, wrap this up already. We don't want the pros showing up now. But then saying, "Just let me have a little bit more fun. Torching this place is so amazing." With then, the guy can sends out of another burst of flames into that of several other buildings, with a few people on that of the side couldn't help but be looking at a complete and total horror, as these being the building's owners after all, with one of them saying, This can't be happening. My livelihood, everything I've worked so hard to basically achieve, gone up in flames, just like that. Why?" But then a woman could up and say, "It's those damn Chia Saikai. They never, the old boss would never do this to us before. We always paid protection fees for him now. What's good? Why would he do this?" Within, a younger man saying, "It isn't him. The old man would never do this to us. It's that bastard Kai, that brat he took in. I knew that bastard was going to screw people over, destroy the Hasaikai name. Damn him!" Within, hearing that, Shinko would say, "Excuse me, what did you just say?" With then soon, hearing that, the young man saying, "It seems like you're disrespecting Overhaul." Within, the crowd of people couldn't help but stay away. Within, the young man from before saying, you disrespecting Overhaul, you're disrespecting me," as he soon pulls out a gun before saying, "Now tell me, what's your opinion on Overhaul?" As then he says this, as the young man saying, "He's an arrogant and self-entitled brat that ruined the Hasaikai. The old man would basically would be pissed if he sees this now." Before he basically clamped his down on his mouth. Before then saying, "I didn't. Well, how did?" So that's what you truly feel. Anyone who disrespects Overhaul, who disrespects Kai Chisaki, cocking that of his revolver, saying, "Should die," before he could pull the trigger. Within soon, his arm was completely and utterly cut off. Within soon, the man behind that of his mask, eyes whining in complete and total shock, saying, "Ah! Why? Oh!" Within soon, without warning, he was soon stabbed right into the chest by Izuku. Within soon, everybody's completely and utterly shocked. Within, the two other members of the Hasaikai couldn't help but be completely and utterly shocked, as Izuku removes that of his Bayard from that of the dead Yakuza's chest. Within saying, "Killing an innocent man just because he disrespected your boss? You have no shame, no true honor and selflessness. It sickens me." Within soon looking at the people saying, "Every one of you must go now. This place isn't safe anymore. If any of you are the owners of these buildings, I'm truly sorry for your loss. But right now, your lives are more important than personal belongings. Especially the lives of your loved ones if they're here too. Get them to safety. Focus on that." With then, hearing the commanding tone from that of Izuku, even though he's a 14-year-old boy, you could still hear the tone of a man giving orders, almost like that of a pro in their eyes. As they all soon run off with that of their family in tow. With then soon, Izuku dodging out of the wet, basically is engulfed by that of flames. Within soon, the guy named Pyro can up and say, "Son of a bitch, you really killing Mr. Shin like that? You got a lot of nerve." Within, Cross, on the other hand, can up and say, holy shit, Mr. Shin's dead. Holy shit, Mr. Shin is dead. What are we gonna do? Oh my god, Overhaul is going to kill us for not killing him, for not protecting him. I was supposed to protect him, damn it. with then Pyro basically going over to Cross and slapping him upside the head, with then saying, "Stop freaking the fuck out, you worthless bastard. I already cooked him anyway." And so what? There's just basically a vacant spot for you 8-bullet bastards. A spot now open for yours truly. Seriously, that Dick Rider really didn't know what the hell he was doing if he was continually basically glazing that of Overhaul without even within soon seeing that the flames are now gone down, within noticing that of Izuku, as right in front of Izuku is that of a red-like crystallized barrier, with then soon wondering what kind of quirk is that? Within soon, the red barrier begins to turn into that of bloody mist, before reverting back into that of Izuku's body, saying, "Don't really use this, use this style all the time, this veil this much after all, but dealing with you guys shouldn't be too much of a problem," as he points that of his spear towards the two remaining Yakuza, saying, "You're going to pay for basically ruining these people's lives, and threatening to end them too. He was the first one down. You two are next." With then Suit, Pyro saying, "Fuck this shit," as he sends another blast of flames towards that of Izuku. However, Izuku dodges out of the way, as he soon tries to hit him with more and more flames, trying to make sure he's engulfed by them. However, Izuku dodges them again and again and again, jumping around, ducking, dodging, before rushing straight for Pyro, saying, "He's too damn fast! How the hell is he this damn fast? He looks like a fucking junior high student!" With then soon seeing that the kid is getting closer and closer, before then Cross snapping out of it, saying, "I'm supposed to be at the Saikai shield, just like Master Tenge. So within stepping in front of Pyro to protect him, saying, "I will protect my fellow Yakuza." With Pyro completely caught off guard and shocked, saying, "Cross." Within Cross trying to use that of his quirk, which is basically called that of Hollow Shield. Basically, he able to create that of a hologram-like shield that basically surrounds his arms and his legs as well. Put his limbs together and he gets a more powerful shield, as he crosses both his legs and his arms at the same time, as that of a powerful blue-like hexagonal shield begins to materialize in front of Cross and Pyro. However, Izuku sees this and begins to think it's a shielding quirk. With that, personally, it seems strong enough to basically be able to handle any type of emitter quirk that revolves around either that of energy-like projectiles or certain types of elements such as fire, water, wind, and many other abilities. Physical attacks may be able to break it, but depending on how much force needed to bust through. As for me, within soon, Izuku begins to bring up that of his blood purifying mask, as it fully materializes. At the same time, he uses that of his blood veil, as he's currently using that of a cloak, which soon turns that of his right arm into that of a bloody, mangled, twisted, clawed arm. Within soon, both Hasaikai members can help but look completely and utterly shocked and surprised. Before then, Izuku saying, "That barrier isn't strong enough to handle this!" With then soon striking right through the barrier. At the same time, he also skewers right through that of Cross. Before then, basically clips that of Pyro's gauntlets. As he soon sees this, he tosses it into the air, which causes that of a small explosion and even that of a shockwave as well. Within soon, Izuku basically retracts that of his monstrous claw arm before Cross sees Izuku saying, You're a monster. You're the very definition of sickness. What Overhaul's trying to destroy. Saying his final words, he soon lays down on the ground in a pool of his own blood with a gaping hole in the center of his chest. And also right through that of his arm, and with even chunks of his arms being torn apart as well. With then soon, as that of the arm goes back to normal, with even as he still has that of his purifying mask on. With then soon noticing that the other guy is on the ground, looking a bit unconscious, saying, as long as he's unconscious, that's a good thing. Personally, I wouldn't want to kill him. With then looking around, saying, there's been enough death today. Unaware that somebody has been watching Izuku. Somebody on top of one of the rooftops nearby, as they soon basically jump from rooftop to rooftop elegantly. Within, Izuku thinking, I've done pretty much some pretty fucked up and horrible things. Hopefully, the civilians can basically vouch for me that I was doing this to self-defense and protecting them. This may be seen as vigilitism, but at least I focused more on protecting the innocent, especially within looking around saying, where the fuck are the heroes? Seriously, the pros should be here by now. Why haven't they? Within realizing, right, pros can't be everywhere all at once after all. Yet they should have been on, some pros should have been on some patrols today. Especially somebody like possibly Kamui Woods, Def Arms, Airjet. Hell, maybe even Mount Lady of all people. Why haven't... I know all the pros here in Masafu, so why haven't they shown up today? Especially Backdraft. Surely he would be useful to basically put out this fire. If not, then maybe I should use my blood to basically put out the flames. As Izuku soon manipulates his blood, as it soon begins to coat in that of a smoky ash and look to it. As he's about to put out the flames, but then the pyro guy basically gets back up and grunting, saying, damn you, taking away my fun, killing my comrades. Seriously, I normally don't agree with that of Overhaul's little obsession with trying to erase quirks off the face of the earth and calling heroes a sickness, but now, maybe that damn nutcase of a boss of mine was right. Maybe he's definitely right about you damn hero types. Basically stepping into people's business, ruining people's fun. You are a sickness. Within hearing the guy cut up and say, seriously? I thought for sure that you were knocked out. I guess I got no choice to end your life, especially given that you're rambling like that of a lunatic. Within, with his one good gauntlet, as flames begin to come out of the nozzle, saying, screw that, you little shit! I'm gonna kill you right here and now! As he's about to send out of a burst of flames right towards Izuku, with Izuku already in that of using one of his blood arts, as he's about to use that of his blood lance beam, and was about to pierce him right through his chest. Within soon, somebody leaps from that of one of the buildings before coming down in that of an elegant way before skewering the guy known as Pyro. With then soon, Pyro basically seeing that of a black-like halberd basically going right through his chest as he goes down to his knees as the halberd goes even deeper. Within, looking back, he sees that of a cloaked individual as they have that of a monotone voice saying, "You're hurting Izuku. I'm sorry, but I can't let you hurt my Izuku." Within saying, You're Izuku. The hell are you? Within, removing that of the massive halberd, as then pools of blood begin to go down on that of the streets, on that of the concrete street surface. Within soon, Izuku, seeing that black halberd as he knows it inside and out, saying, "That weapon, it, and that look." As Izuku was completely and utterly dumbstruck, noting this person as their figure, appearance, look, all too familiar. As then, soon get the lights finally shine on that of her face, an elegant, beautiful, and young, pretty face with that of bright yellow eyes, pale white skin, a torn white dress, wearing that of a grayish hood, and quite the sinful body, to be honest, for a woman who is truly innocent beyond innocent, even given the act that she done just a little while ago was not out of malice or out of twistedness, but mainly out of protection, love, and caring for one person only. And that person is in front of her, Izuku. As this is, with Izuku saying, "Io, is that really you? Is that truly you, Io? Tell me, am I dreaming? Am I hallucinating?" Because within soon, walking over to Izuku, as seeing her basically walk in front of him, wondering, this has to be a mirage. I mean, I saw you. You turned into that of the weeping tree. You became the new blood spring. You gave me the ember blood beads. So it can't be. I'm just still grieving over losing you. Within not being able to finish what he was saying and rambling on, he feels the hand on that of his right cheek, as Io being at least that of 2 inches taller than Izuku, given that he's back to being 14, and, well, all of the experience training that he went through back in that of the world of Code Vein did make him a lot taller and a lot more muscular after all. But now, Io is at least that of a couple inches taller than Izuku, as she's basically looking down on him, but not in that of superiority, but in that of fondness, caring, love, and warmth, saying, "I'm here, Izuku. I've always be here for you, Izuku. Just as I always said before, now and forever, by your side." With then, soon, Izuku, and so long, as it's been basically a long time, a very, very long time, since he was able to basically just cry, just basically have that of tears of utter joy, happiness, and relief, especially seeing the person that he truly loves more than anybody in his whole entire life, but not more than his mother, than that of familiar warmth, but in romantic warmth alone, as he drops his spear, as Io does the same as well, as he hugs her deeply. Within, Izuku just continuously saying her name over and over again. Within, Io holding Izuku close to her as well, especially close to that of her chest though, allowing the one person that she truly genuinely loves more than anything and gave her the feeling of love in her embrace once again. Within soon, police alongside that of the fire department and even the pros finally show up, as soon the up-and-coming pro Kamui Woods, alongside that of Mount Lady and Death Arms, and even Backdraft, and the fire department and police finally show up. Within, Kamui Woods saying, "What the? Oh my god, look at all this destruction." Within, Death Arms saying, "Damn it, I knew we should have came down this way." And yet, within, looking at that of Mount Lady, as she couldn't help but basically whistle, before then soon Backdraft saying, we need to put out these flames, and within soon Kumi would saying, oh my god, look at these dead bodies, they're everywhere. Within soon even seeing that of the dead bodies of the Hishiya Hisaikai members, with however the only two lone individuals, with Death Arm saying, freeze there villains, you're gonna pay for what you've done here today. However, even though Death Arm screams this out for everybody to hear, within Izuku and Io aren't even listening, as then Death Arm saying, hey, I'm talking to the two of you. With then soon Mount Lady saying, oh, hey, don't those two look like, lovers by any chance? With then soon Death Arm saying, seriously, that's what you want to bring up? Saying, hey, I'm just saying. And they kind of look cute together, and I just met them. With then soon a few of the civilians within saying, wait, don't hurt the kid, he's the one that defended us. With as it being that of the young man from before saying, he saved my life, that guy in the black trench coat, in the hut, and that of that hat, he tried to shoot me dead, it was him that saved me, but where the hell were you pros at? With then soon Death Arm saying, look, young man, look, kid, where the hell were you guys? Where they were destroying our homes, destroying our businesses, destroying everything that we worked so hard at. Within many of those of the people in the street saying, yeah, where the hell were you guys at? With then soon Kumi would saying, listen, everyone, please calm down. We need to settle this quietly and rationally. Within a few more civilians saying, screw that! You pros are supposed to protect us! Where the hell were you? As the pros try and calm down the civilians alongside that of the police and even that of the fire department. However, as for the lone two individuals in the center of the street, the two lovers are still embraced, still together, or rather back together after so long, but now in Izuku's home world. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. So, how did you guys like this? This is basically to show that Izuku is back home and everything is basically somewhat normal. Well, not entirely normal. He still his comrades are basically now gone. He's separated from them. People think he's dead, which is kind of justifiably understandable. And now he just basically killed that of 3 Chie Hisaikai members after all. So yeah, the 8 precepts are probably going to be coming after Izuku when they find out about this. As for Io, well, some of you may be wondering, why is Io basically here? Didn't she die? Didn't she become the weeping tree? Shouldn't she not be here at all? Within saying, yes, yeah, you're kind of right, guys. However, if you could basically look in between the subtext and what I said in the last part, then you should probably know on why Io's here. If you can't, well, just wait until the next chapter. I'll explain it through then. So yeah, any rate, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to keep to date my videos uploaded to the channel. Also, please check out my Discord, my gaming channel, my main channel, my other channel, my Patreon, and my Cash App. All linked in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Leon Mookie, signing out. Later guys, and hope you all take care.